Nutritious, delicious, and it's purple. Purple sprouting broccoli, PSB. That's today's veg hack. So the PSB you'll get from us could be a variety of sizes. And that's because it goes through two different crops. The main crown, which tends to be a lot larger, and then you get the spindly little side bits, which are a lot more delicate, a lot lighter. You don't really need to prepare them as much and they cook a lot quicker. Either way, purple sprouting is utterly delicious, and the beautiful thing about it is it can be prepared so simply. In fact, you can just eat it raw and it's delicious. So it really should be an absolute staple in your kitchen, especially during these grim, bleak, grey winter months where you'd be forgiven for thinking it's not even daytime. Get some purple on your plate and sleep it off and wake up in May. So I'm going to take both the crown and some side shoots back to the kitchen just to show you the slight nuance differences in how you prepare it. This is the crown. It kind of looks like a broccoli, and you notice it has quite like a significant woody core. It's actually quite tough. These small leaves are absolutely delicious. Just rubbed in olive oil, salt, roasted, go real crispy. They taste really good. They taste really good for you. You know, there's something about these sort of dark green leaves that you just know are packed full of nutrients and vitamins and all the good stuff. And especially the purple bits, that's got to be good for you. From field to kitchen. Now there's numerous ways you can use PSB. You can eat it raw with nice Asian dressing, boil it, steam it, stir fry it, you can turn it into a soup. But one of my favorite ways of doing it is roasting it, and that's because the leaves go super crispy, it goes nice and soft, you get this caramelization and it sort of accentuates the sweetness. And then once you've got it roasted, you can either have it on its own as a side dish, or you can mix it through pasta or couscous or something like that. And that's what I'm gonna show you now. Obviously, if you stick the whole crown in the oven, you'd get a really sort of charred, nasty outside and a really raw, nasty inside. So don't be doing it like that. You can get away with using the small little side shoots, as I said. You can roast these whole as long as the stalk isn't too thick. But with the crown, really simple to prepare. I don't even bother peeling the leaves off the side, really. I just cut it down like that. Have you noticed, if you look in the stalk, right? The top bit, that's gonna be perfectly edible and delicious like that. When it gets a bit woodier like that, you can imagine no amount of roasting really is going to turn that edible. You can see the fibers in it. So I would like cut off there, trim it down a bit, and then all of this here roasted will be absolutely delicious. Leaves as well. So the main thing is when you're doing, this applies to lots of vegetables, not just purple sprouting, is if you get stuff similar size, then it's going to cook at similar times, isn't it? It's not rocket science. The side shoots are a lot more sort of tender. But still, if it's got a big woody stalk, I would definitely be cutting it open, maybe even cut it in half like that, because that is still going to be delicious, like so. So I'm just going to do a load, like so. And when you're roasting stuff, you don't want to overcrowd it, because if you've got layers upon layers of stuff, you don't get that quick roast, nice crispy edge. So you need it to be sort of single layered, hopefully not bunching up too much. Get it in, and another important thing is, you don't want to just drizzle olive oil on it. You want to get it in, and some salt and some pepper, and then use your hands to mix it through so that it all gets a coating of oil, because that's what's going to crisp it up. So you don't want bits which are just sat in a pool of oil and other bits which haven't had any seasoning or love at all. So scrunch it in, get it in. You'll be surprised how much difference that makes to roasting vegetables, especially greens like this. Make sure it all gets an absolute thorough coating of the salt and the oil. And look at that, that looks really pretty. Get your oven really hot, hotter the better. Get it in, because we want that instant sort of crisp up, and make the centers nice and soft, and the florets will go slightly crispy as well. So it's probably going to be only about 8 minutes in the oven. So that would be delicious as a side just on its own, because as I said, with olive oil and salt up, it's really hot, but absolutely delicious. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to mix it through some mushrooms, which I've cooked in loads of butter, and a bit of garlic. And I'm just going to add some pasta to it too. And then to finish it off, an ungodly amount of blue cheese. Now I just want to kind of melt that in, stir it in. And then that is absolutely raring to go. I know I've just chucked some cherry tomatoes through because you want a bit of acidity just to cut through that blue cheese. But now, I'd eat that any night of the week now. That's so simple. So delicious, and it smells unbelievable. Roasting veg, I know it sounds really commonplace and traditional, But I remember when even roasting carrots was a bit of a novelty. They would have been boiled or nothing else. So this with broccoli, roasted purple sprouting, is just so good. And I swear it retains so much more taste than when it's sort of immersed in boiling water. That is delicious. It's so nice, roasted, nice crispy exterior. If there's any other vegetable you'd like to see us talk about, cook or prepare, or just write a comment, let us know what you think. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more weekly videos.